Hello stock gurus and welcome to another episode. I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday morning. Today we're going to be looking at the charts for Bitcoin and the technicals and try and predict the price movement of Bitcoin for the next few months, for the next few days, and for today, 28th of March, what's going to happen to Bitcoin for the next few hours. And at 3 p.m. on the 28th of March, 3 p.m. New York time, it does look like an imminent movement is about to happen for Bitcoin and it's not looking so good. Make sure to watch through to the end of videos to see my exact price targets. Everything you're going to see here, I've created a course that teaches you this, the Stock Guru Master Course. You can find the link in the description and the pinned comment. And anyone that purchases the course in the next 3 days goes in the chance to win 1,000 USD. So my students get the course, they get my knowledge, and I give out tuition many times. And today, on Tuesday, 8 p.m. New York time, I'll be giving out 1,000 USD worth of tuition. So students have my course, they'll have some capital, and then they're going to go into the stock market and cryptocurrency. I'm going to choose one winner. There's only currently 3 applicants, so it's one of currently 3 applicants. But the next 3 days, if you sign up to the Stock Guru Master Course, then you go in the chance to win. So let's jump into the technical analysis for Bitcoin now. So now we're jumping into the technical analysis for Bitcoin. We're going to try and predict the price movement of Bitcoin over time. It is the weekend, so it's Bitcoin time. Currently, Bitcoin is sitting at $56,011. The US stock market, we had a pretty good Friday on the US stock market. Unity up 5%, which was a big jump up. It's on very strong supports. Intel up huge. If you followed my videos back when we were buying around $35, it's already up to $64, which is beautiful. Etsy, big spike, 3%. PayPal up 2%, 2.4. I've been buying PayPal since the $30 mark if you've been following this channel, and just many other companies. But today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. I made a video the other day also when Bitcoin is going to hit $1 million on this channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the bell, the thumbs up button so you're notified of these daily videos, and then you'll pop up on your phone every time I release a video, which is beautiful. So this is the overall, so what we're going to start off doing, if you're looking at these charts and you're panicking, don't panic. Take a deep breath and relax into this. I've taught tens of thousands of students how to do this. 40,000 subscribers almost on this channel. We're at 39,000. If you could do me a favor, hit the subscribe button so we get to 40,000, it'll be amazing. And we're going to try and predict the movement of Bitcoin over time. So this is Bitcoin to the US dollar. I'm using tradingview.com to do this. All my Stock Guru students, there's a Stock Guru Master Course, know how to set up the charts, what you're seeing here and how we're going to use them. And also if you purchase the Stock Guru Master Course by Tuesday, 8 p.m. New York time, so in the next 3 days, you go in the chance to win 1,000 USD. And currently there's only 3 applicants. So again, Tuesday, 8 p.m. New York time, if you purchase Stock Guru Master Course, I'm going to announce the winner of 1,000 USD live to any of the students that take the course. The links are in the description, the Stock Guru Master Course. So RSI stochastic squeeze mob indicators above the dotted lines, it means this company is overvalued, or asset in this case, because it's Bitcoin. Below the dotted line, undervalued. So right now, as I teach in the master course, whenever it's up this high, be very wary. I give a very specific strategy, what you're meant to do here. You need to split it up dollar cost average over a longer period of time. Below the dotted lines, great time to be buying. Above the dotted lines, overvalued. And right now, Bitcoin on the RSI is quite overbought. The only other time it went this high on the RSI was just before the 2018, 17, 18 crash. It went to a high of 95. Right now, we're sitting at 91. So it's getting up there. So be very wary. Anytime below the dotted lines, good time to be buying with a lot of capital. Above the dotted lines, good time to be selling or dollar cost averaging over a longer period. Same with the stochastic, same exact measure as I teach in the course. And right now the stochastic was coming down, but it's turning to try and head up again. Squeeze mob was building a lot of pressure for all of 2019, 2020, 2020, the end, and 21, it exploded out that pressure. And a lot of my students caught this movement of Bitcoin from the $30,000. If you followed these videos, I made videos on buy Bitcoin urgently on this channel in August at around $9,000. And since then, we're now at $55,000, almost $56,000. So that's almost a $47,000 gain in just about 7 months, something like this, which is beautiful. Big congratulations. If you've been following this channel, even in January, we were buying it at $30,000, sorry. So now it's $55,000, up 25,000. The overall trend, massively trending up. Here was, the trend is your friend. Who's your best friend? It is the trend. Always remember that, everyone. Really go with the trend. Try never to go against the trend. So what that means is you don't want to try to catch these movements down with Bitcoin, because the overall history of this company, this asset, Bitcoin, is massively trending up. The trend is your best friend. Never go against it. Try not to short companies that are trending up. Only short companies that are trending down. Buy companies that are trending up. That's my recommendation, because you're going with the overall flow of money. Don't try to go against it. So here we have volume. What is volume? If you were to sell me your Bitcoin and I was to buy them from you, that's a trade. So trading is volume. So here we have a lot of people interested in Bitcoin, a lot of buying and selling, a lot of trading happening. And this is the time in 2017, 2018, this was the volume, and this was the run up we had from $1,000 to $20,000 and the big crash down to $3,000. This is the volume we have currently, the last 5 months, during a run up from $9,000 to $56,000. Look at the difference. Look how much volume was here and how little volume is here. What is that telling me? It's telling me that this big run that we've had from the $3,000 or $9,000 mark to $56,000 has been very few trades. It's mostly big institutions buying Bitcoin. It's not the mom and dad retail investors that are buying small amounts of it. It's big companies buying huge amounts of it, billions of dollars worth. And that's why I'm very bullish Bitcoin, because this is just beginning this volume in a way. Look at that volume compared to 2017-18 and look at the price difference. So not so many people interested. All the moms and dads not yet interested. But again, when the RSI, as I teach the students in the course, really, when it's above that dotted line, be very wary dollar cost over a longer period of time, at least 10 months. Anytime above the dotted lines, the RSI, at least a 10-month period. Below the dotted lines, a less of a dollar cost average strategy over time. So that's monthly candles. Each of these candles represent 1 month, and that's the overall trend of Bitcoin. The overall trend of Bitcoin massively trending up. If it follows this current trend line that Bitcoin's going on, we can expect that by 2000, if it keeps following this trend line, by 2022, 60,000. By 2026, can be going into the 100,000. By 2030, 200,000. It is quite possible if it just follows this current trend line, not keeping into the fact that Bitcoin is actually on another trend line now. Bitcoin's onto this trend line. And if we follow that trend line, by 2024, Bitcoin is reaching 300,000 based off this trend line. By 2025, 400,000. And this is kind of a little bit, this trend line can really, off here, could go parabolic. If a lot of the big institutions, banks, businesses, companies, governments start Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin, we could go into this upper parabolic and hit $1 million by 2026. If you've been following me since 2009 on Twitter, and even on this channel, you know that my goals for Bitcoin, it's either two options. Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million plus a Bitcoin, or Bitcoin is going to be worth zero because it's been hacked. I've been saying this for almost 7 years, and that's still my theory, and that's still kind of in effect, either millions of dollars per Bitcoin or nothing. So this is our tracking of Bitcoin over time. So now we've zoomed into daily candlesticks, and this is us following Bitcoin over time up this blue trend line. If you've been following my videos for the last year, this is when we caught the movement from $30,000 back in January, February to $50,000 based off this symmetrical triangle. So the way symmetrical triangles, they break out to the base, is that our target. Then we had another kind of cup and handle, and here we have a descending wedge coming down. So what is going to be happening to Bitcoin going to April and mid-April, April 12th, we're going to try and predict. So we have RSI and stochastic, not yet overbought, so not above the dotted lines, RSI, and it's heading up. Stochastic also coming from the oversold below the dotted lines, heading up. Squeeze mob is squeezing and building pressure. Volume is kind of spiking here. Volume predicts price. We had an MA cross here to head up, then we had an MA cross here to head down, but it has not started heading down. It looks like it's going to head up. It's trying to head up again. Bitcoin just broke 56,000 just now. So to me, it does look like Bitcoin, stochastic, RSI, squeeze mob, building pressure, ready for a big movement. It is still trending up. It's still playing on this descending wedge here. It broke out early, but it could bounce off it. But the goal is 59,000 out of this wedge. Are we seeing any other major patterns? Let me see if I just clear out the charts just for a second so we can get a bit of a clearer view. I'm just trying to see if I'm seeing any major technical patterns that we can just point out. Overall trend, it is trending up. Bitcoin, it's making higher lows each time and higher highs each time. It is trending up. It's within this channel. Bitcoin is trending within this channel. See how it's going like between these blue lines. It's going within this channel. Now we turn it off. So we're trying to see if there's a kind of cup and handle forming here. That's kind of a bit of a cup and handle. Usually cup and handles break out to the base of the cup. It does look quite bullish, this chart. It's still very bullish. The overall trend of Bitcoin this year massively trending up, and it's still quite bullish on this parabolic line here. So it does look like, to me, Bitcoin will keep rising. It doesn't look like it's dropping. If it decides to come down, though, the supports that Bitcoin have, if the RSI and stochastic start to turn to head down, the supports, if Bitcoin comes down, we have supports at 54,000, 52,000 is a big one, and we really would want 52,000 to hold. If 50, this red one here, 52,000, no, 49,000, but it'll be a bit further now. I think if it did come down, it would probably have to break there, 50,145, 42. This is a very important support. There's two supports. All the red ones are supports, right? So if Bitcoin tries to come down, they're previous resistances that are now supports. So if it tries to come down, it's going to bounce on 54,535, 52,000, and 50,142. And this is a big support. If Bitcoin comes down, this is a very big support for it to bounce off, because it's this trend line that we've been seeing Bitcoin on for almost a year. If it breaks for the last, not, how long has it been? Not a year, since December of last year. We really want that to hold. If not, we don't have any major supports after a break of 50,000, 142. The next stop is down here, 40,390. There is also support at the 45,000. See how here we had a previous week down, it touched it and then bounced back, 43,000. So that's a support if it decides to come down. But to me, it does look like Bitcoin stochastic, RSI, volume coming in, all indicators, squeeze more, building pressure, stochastic, RSI heading up, volume coming in. It's still on its targets to these yellow targets, 56,324 at 27, 59,379. Those targets are still in play, target 1 and target 2. I drew that target 1 quite a while ago when we were down here at 50,000. So it's playing out quite beautifully. It's actually made $6,000 since then, which is nice. The overall trend of Bitcoin is still massively trending up on this time frame. So you always go with your best friend, the trend, and Bitcoin on this time frame is massively trending up. So don't short Bitcoin right now. But we need to see, so that's what's going to happen going into April. My targets are in April, are this descending wedge playing out. We need to see this MA cross again to start heading up, because this was the MA cross to head up and this was an MA cross to head down, and MA crosses are very powerful. We really want this to cross again to head up. That would be a good indication. So stochastic, RSI, volume, squeeze more, building pressure. We are facing resistance at 56,327. It's very close to that goal. It actually pierced through that goal. Bitcoin today, it actually hit there. It went to a high of 56,609. So it hit that target 1 and bounced off it, which we kind of predicted. Now, what we need to see is that it pushes up again, more volume come in, RSI, stochastic come in, squeeze mob, release, and we go up to the 58,000 would be one target and 59,000. So target 1, 56,000, and there's actually, we'll put that second target in here. So here, see how Bitcoin hit resistance quite a few times here. Here, it touched at the 57,900. So this line, 57,926, we had touches of Bitcoin along the line here. So that's a resistance when it comes up. So target 1, 56,327, which already hit, but we're still attempting to try it again. Target 2, 57,926. Target 3, 59,373. Now we're going to zoom in one more time to Bitcoin here, and we're going to see what's going to happen to Bitcoin for today. If there's any major patterns, if we're seeing any potential pattern, or what our targets will be for Bitcoin. So now we're on Bitcoin on the hourly candlesticks. Here was a great buy on Bitcoin because we had an MA cross here. Look at that, great indication of a movement up. We've also have squeeze more, big release to the green side, and now it's trying to build pressure again. So it's building pressure again. It's getting tighter here. So the way this works, I teach in the Stock Guru Master course all these indicators, but the squeeze mob, I have to update it in the course. The way it works is when it's releasing the pressure, it's like this. So this is the big movement. So that was that big movement. And when it's tight, when it's not making much movement, that's when it's building pressure. So when it releases, that's when it's making the big movement. So right now it's building pressure. RSI and stochastic are heading down quite strongly, but even though they're heading down strongly, the price is really holding on this 56,000 quite strongly, which is beautiful. The MA cross has not crossed back. Here was the cross to open and head up. We haven't had a cross to head down yet. Am I seeing any very bullish patterns? There is a trend line that I'm seeing there. Let's draw in this trend line. So this is the hourly candles. We're seeing what's going to happen for the 28th of March going into the 29th of March, the next 24 hours. So we have a kind of, I would say there, so this is a trend that Bitcoin is following right now. It's touching many lines on the trend line. That's how you draw them in, touching the lines. And we also have, so that's one way. And we also have a kind of resistance there, this yellow line here, where it's hit many times Bitcoin and bounced off it. So there it's kind of like forming some kind of weird, ascending wedge. It's kind of like an ascending wedge. A little bit of a weird one, but it is an ascending wedge. So this is the wedge. The base of the wedge is our targets if it breaks out. Usually ascending wedges go with the direction of the trend. So right now Bitcoin is trending up. So that's the base of the wedge. And everyone, when we get down to these hourly candles, it's much more volatile. It's on the monthly, so where I told you dollar cost average for a longer period of time, on the daily we can get better, more accurate predictions. As we go into the hourly candles, the closer we get, the more volatile it is based off news or any real world events that could occur. Someone's news comes out banning Bitcoin in China, etc., that can really affect the price of the Bitcoin on the hourly. So it gets more kind of bigger variance when we come to this time frame. The overall time frame is the main one, the monthly, that we're buying Bitcoin for the next 5 to 10 years. With my targets of $1 million plus of Bitcoin in the long term as companies, governments start to buy Bitcoin. So this is the target for Bitcoin if it breaks to the downside, 50,596. So, but usually ascending wedges break out to the upside. But to me, it is currently trending down Bitcoin. It's making higher lows on the hourly candles, lower highs and lower lows. So it's moving down Bitcoin on the hourly candles. So it does look like Bitcoin could break out of this to the downside, this descending wedge. It could break out, and it's pretty imminent. This breakdown could happen in the next few, hours even, or possibly even today, going on to the 29th of March. We could have a breakdown. If Bitcoin breaks this trend line to the downside, then targets are in play: 54,000 support, 52,000 support, and even coming down to $50,000 on the support. The RSI and the stochastic drop coming down, volume dropping off, squeeze more, building pressure, all kind of indicating that we could have this big imminent drop for Bitcoin. If it does drop down, these are the supports: 54,000, 52,000, and 50,000. On the hourly candles, it does have this potential to come down. Everything is indicating this. Squeeze mob is building pressure, and it's been green, but it's really not moving upwards much. It's building pressure to go red. Stochastic RSI coming down, and volume has been dropping off, indicating we could fall out of here. We will know that what time we fall out. Let's change this to New York time. It is New York time. So it will fall out potentially around 28th of March at 4 p.m. New York time. 28th of March, 4 p.m. If we get there and it doesn't break to the upside here, then we could really fall hard on Bitcoin. 54,000, 52,000, 50,000, nearly $6,000 drop could be imminent. What we need to see is actually what we want to see. If you're bullish Bitcoin, we want this to start turning up hourly. So in the next few hours, we want the stochastic RSI to turn up. We want a lot of volume to come in, and we want squeeze mob to explode up to the green side and to propel to the upside of this. When it gets to this time on 28th of March at 6 p.m., we really want it to break to the upside. Because if we break to the upside, then the target reverses. It goes to the upside of this triangle, which would put it at 63,000 for Bitcoin. So we're very much monitoring what occurs here in the next few hours. It's very important. To me, though, it does look like on the current technicals that we're breaking down to the downside. So those red targets are in play. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned a lot. This was my technical analysis on Bitcoin. We can even go closer, but it gets more volatile as we get closer and closer. Usually as I teach in the Stock Room Master course, I'm doing the all time frame, 1 year time frame, then the 3 month time frame to see what happens for today's trading day. And those are the targets for Bitcoin. More than likely, we are falling down to the 50,000 for today's trading day. But we need to see a break to the upside on those conditions being met. That's what you want to see. Break to the green side on the squeeze mob, stochastic RSI turning up, volume coming in, and us break to the upside. That's what we want to see. But more than likely, to me, currently, the RSI stochastic are dropping, squeeze mob going red, volume dropping off. It looks like it's going to fall out of here at the 56 and come down to these targets: 54,000, 52,000, and 50,000. It's a very big decider. At 6 p.m. New York time tonight, we have this decision. Actually, it's more likely, 3 p.m. 28th of March, 3 p.m. New York time, we get a decider. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned a lot. This is James from Stockguru. I might do Ethereum, also a video on Ethereum today, which we'll check out. And then we'll go into stocks and things going into the market open tomorrow. I also made a video on my experiences in the stock market and my pains and sufferings of my 17 years of investing experience and what you should avoid doing and what you should do instead. A video on this channel. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, the bell, the thumbs up button. And if I've helped you, if you would like to let me know, I would love some kind of, just to know what you're looking for on this channel, everyone. If you could leave it in the comment, are you invested in the stock market or Bitcoin? Just say yes or no. If you want, also put the amounts that you're investing. in the comment section. And if you'd like to see anything from these videos, if you'd like me to analyze any tickers, any cryptocurrencies, or you'd like anything, please leave a comment and let me know. This is James from Stock Guru. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, a beautiful Sunday morning. Really enjoy it. Presents with your family, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow, everyone. So really just enjoy each moment in the moment. If you're ever stressed or worried, just go back to the breath and be present in the moment. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Really be present with your loved ones. Give them your focus and your attention, because they might not be there tomorrow. So really pay attention. So this is James from Stock Guru. Have a beautiful trading day. A beautiful, relaxing Sunday, and just a beautiful day and a great time with your family and friends. And I'll see you again tomorrow.